What makes you think that I am not rational? Am I saying things that makes you think that I am not rational? I've given it 2 freaking years.
Wow, Niles' parents really don't want anything to do with this. I thought we would at least hear their voice or something.
Hey, Father, I do suggest you guys at least talk to her first before you say that.
What's he saying? What's he saying?
Yeah, and by the way he calls his dad father, you can tell they don't play any games. Niles' parents react.
You won't be talking to her. Okay. Yes, sir. All right.
I was trying to hear the mumbles. After he tells them he's getting married to Matilda tomorrow, a reaction that leaves him devastated.
No, I'm pretty far from okay.
It's also a reality check for Matilda, who will seemingly have no support from his family in the States.
I'm praying to God that the future in America is the right thing for me to do.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Melicia. I hope you're well. Before we catch up with Niles and Matilda, I am so happy for Vanja. If you've been going through the ringer when it comes to dating, her storyline might give you some inspiration. Last time we checked, Bojo, dumped her after she traveled thousands of miles to Croatia to meet him in person for the first time. He claimed it was simply because he didn't feel a romantic connection with her, which didn't even make sense to his friends.
Man, she's amazing. What are you doing?
Truth Seeker 8752, love the name, says as far as Bojo, this is a classic case of feeling overwhelmed because he has someone else in his heart, whether from the past or an ideal person. Interesting. It's okay. They need to move on. Vanya was heartbroken. But just as she was about to end her 3-week trip early and fly back to the US, her cousin talked her into staying.
I'm thinking about booking a flight and just going back home.
No, you're gonna stay there. There's many beautiful men in Croatia. Go on a date.
You're evil.
Well, she's looking more like an angel to me. Because if Vanya would have just left and gone home, she probably would have gone home thinking she is the problem. But no, because of her cousin's nudge, Vanya got back on the dating app, had a date with this one guy. They weren't a match. Luckily, Vanya didn't take it personal. He just wasn't for her, and she gave the app another shot. Ends up meeting this guy, Zashko.
There he is.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
So good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh my God, you're tall.
Oh my God.
I love it.
I mean, Bojo who? I hate to compare, but he broke her heart. Fast forward. These two go kayaking for their first date.
I feel a really good connection with Vanya. She's definitely my type. I like her energy.
See, he likes her energy. The same energy Bojo was saying is too much.
I felt overwhelmed with you.
Plus, new guy here seems cool, calm, and collected. A nice balance to Vanya's big, vibrant energy. This is just me theorizing, but all that to say, while it's easy to get down on yourself and think you're not good enough or desirable, sometimes it's just about finding someone who is a good balance for you. And that's not to say Vanya is gonna be with this new guy forever, but let's just enjoy the moment.
I like her energy. She's very adventurous, she's very active, and she has this really positive vibe. And her body is just spectacular. She's turning me on a lot.
Yeah, the physical chemistry between these two, whew, it is through the roof.
Yeah, that was good.
Wish my company.
I know, you got me wet.
Great.
Yeah, it gets to a point where I'm like, is this okay to show on national TV? I feel like I should cover my eyes.
Are you putting on your clothes?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I can hold a towel.
Wait.
Looking away. Which way? Which way is the leg? Here.
Okay, nobody's there.
I'm out.
You hear about shrinkage thing?
I'm not peeking.
Don't peek.
I'm not peeking.
Girl.
I'm being very respectful. They have nudist beaches here, it's fine.
No, this is
Free countries.
Exactly. People look a little good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him and just thinking, like, Bojo who?
What's that?
Freezing. She just hugged me.
Shaking too.
You are? Are you cold?
Yeah.
Aw, he wanted to give her a forehead kiss. I love those.
All right, so where are we going?
Stay here.
Okay. God, your muscles are so amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, you're shivering.
Please, no more shrinkage.
Oh my God. TMI.
Yeah. Somebody got excited.
Yeah, this became sexual real fast. And while I'm big on physical chemistry, I'm not gonna lie, it has me a little concerned. I might be overthinking, but some people just have the intention to get laid on dating apps and not build something long-term. We know Vanya wants something long-term, but we don't know about him. After all she's been through, I wanna say, girl, just have fun. But there's another part of me that is thinking, don't give it up too quick. Just don't. Hold on to your power.
So, I mean, we texted for a while and, you know, you never know what's gonna happen on the first date, but it was really, really nice. I liked it a lot. I like her a lot.
The night's not over.
No?
The sun's down, but we're still up.
Feel my excitement?
Oh my God.
Calm down, buddy. You are on TV, after all. Vanya invites him back to where she's staying and opens up about her breakup with Bojo.
Actually, I came here to meet a guy.
Okay.
And I came here and he wanted to just be friends.
Okay. Jesus.
It's so weird.
Did he explain himself?
Yeah, he
or?
said he didn't feel romantic chemistry towards me. So, yeah, that didn't work out.
So weird, like,
I know.
it's devastating.
Yeah.
Shout out to her for being upfront about that. For some of us, sharing all of that information with a new prospect would have been hard or somewhat embarrassing to admit. I respect her for that.
Well, I mean, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But it left me an opportunity to meet somebody else.
Yeah. And you met me.
Did?
Cool.
Way better.
Yeah. Is it?
Yes.
Good.
Way
Glad
better.
to hear it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she means that. Way better. At least, as far as right now. Her new boo, Joshko, goes on to share some shocking but heartwarming information about himself.
I was working in Zagreb and I work remote because I'm actually fostering a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, he reveals he's fostering a 1-year-old named Lucas, who he's considering adopting.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
So you don't mind changing diapers and all of that?
No, I'm fine with that.
Wow. That is so cool.
The last couple of years, I was getting these father feelings that I wanted to fulfill. I was looking into surrogating thing, but in Croatia it's not...
It's not legal, right?
It's not legal, yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided to do this. I mean, at least one kid is gonna have a healthy childhood.
That's beautiful. What an upgrade, Vanya. You went from a man living with his mama to a man out here trying to save the children. He shares that while he's open to having more kids with the right person, dating as a single father has been hard. Maybe that's why he was so excited.
When I go out with girls and I mention the baby, it scares like 90% of women. So yeah, it's really a struggle to date like this.
If I was Vanya, I would ask, where's the baby now? Who's babysitting? Watching this conversation, I just realized how many more questions I would have had for that man. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Vanya goes on to share that while what he's doing is admirable, it does bring up some concerns when it comes to the practicality of a future together.
You know, this has kind of been thrown at me out of the blue. But I am open to, you know, being a potential stepmom for a child, you know, with a partner that I love. If the relationship is the right one for me and I see us having a future together. That being said, I do wonder about how things could go for us after I leave Croatia. We would be long distance, and I don't know how he would be able to visit me when he has a 1-year-old at home.
Yeah, that's a good point. He said he wants to see her tomorrow, so I'll continue to keep you updated on these two. May we all have people that nudge us in the right direction when we are tempted to go back to our comfort zones. Shout out to her cousin, because even if this doesn't last, the date in itself was a nice experience. A little steamy too, you know? The trip was not wasted. All right, finally, Niles and Matilda. I can't wait to get into what some of you had to say about these two. After Niles,
Embarrassed.
Matilda at Mr. Ark's place by telling Mr. Ark she wants him to pay for a knocking ceremony, not the wedding, the knocking ceremony for 90 people.
He also told me that the knocking was supposed to be a smaller affair. Why then did you tell me I needed to have a ceremony for 90 people?
Niles presented this compromise to Matilda. He will marry her during this trip instead of waiting until he can come back to Ghana. But
the only question is, do we have to have the big party?
No.
that no was loaded. This is why they say, don't tell everybody what you're doing until it's solidified. That way you don't have to worry about explaining to people why things changed. Now, let me be clear. I don't think anything is wrong with Matilda wanting a big party or a nice dinner. I don't think that makes her greedy. The concern I have is that her actions come off as sneaky by making it seem to Niles, someone who has no clue, that paying for 90 people for a knocking aligns with tradition, when that's not necessarily the case. Mary, who seems to have some knowledge of Ghanaian culture, says knocking is not a community thing. Knocking is strictly between the bride and groom, parents, and no friends. During knocking, a bottle of hard liquor and a small amount of money needed. Speaking of hard liquor, Tequila 50/50 says, if Niles can't afford $200 for food, he had no business trying to find international love.
That part.
To be fair, Matilda found him on the internet. But that's real. I get what you're saying. To make matters worse, the day before the wedding, Niles, who was supposed to be paying $400 for the bride price,
Given how much I spent on this trip, that might be tough to come by.
tells Matilda this.
This is all.
This is all you what, Niles?
Did you get the money?
Well, this is all I have. This is about 1,300 CDs.
What?
1,300 CDs. That's all I have.
In your account?
In my account, yeah.
Oh, God. It's like even my dress is not up to this.
I'll have to.
So where are you going to get the money for me?
Nat, there's something I need to tell you.
She's like, what now?
Just before I embarked on this trip here, I lost my job. That's why I don't have money, actually.
Well, maybe y'all really don't need to get married right now. I can see why. His parents are about to go off on him.
I had a job that I loved. It was helping people just like myself live independently. Unfortunately, the day before my trip, I was blindsided by a letter that said that I was being let go because I wasn't working out, whatever that is supposed to mean.
You decided to take too much time off to see Matilda, probably.
So I am between jobs for the first time in a long time. Between the travel expenses, taking Matilda shopping, the dinners, I just wasn't paying attention to my balance.
Oh, Niles, you have to do that, especially being in another country.
I feel bad that Niles lost his job. But it's so frustrating to be with a man who can't tell the truth.
Fast forward, Matilda still wants to get married. That's a good sign, I guess. There is some real love there. That, or maybe to her, the US is still worth it. It could be both. Either way, later on, Niles calls his parents to tell them he's marrying Matilda. I'm thinking he called them with hopes of them being okay with it, and then he could ask them for some cash because he still has to come up with this $400. Since it's been negotiated, according to Matilda, they can't go back. Also, if she's been bragging about having an American man with money, or as Waiting for the Weekend says, wanting to be showy or show she's stepping up in life, letting her family know he can't afford the bride price can leave her feeling even more
Embarrassed.
Okay, let's get into Niles' chat with his parents.
I've been putting off calling to update my parents because they still have their doubts about Matilda, but at the same time, they are still my parents, and I believe that as a common courtesy, I should tell them I'm coming home a married man. So yeah, the knocking ceremony is tomorrow, and I've known her for 2 years, and I want to be married. I want to get to the next step in my life here. So I'm getting married.
I want to hear what he's saying so bad. You don't even know the girl, and you're not ready for marriage.
You know what, Father? I am ready to be married. This is a person that I do, in fact, know. This is a person that has been honest with me, has been truthful with me. If I had to actually design a woman for me, this would be who that is.
You're being irrational, Niles. Use your head, son. Think.
What makes you think that I am not rational? Am I saying things that makes you think that I am not rational?
Oh, it sounds like he said, oh, Niles. I think we heard him there.
Father, I've given it 2 freaking years. What, should I give it 20 years or something? Hey, Father, I do suggest you guys at least talk to her first before you say that.
They probably called her a scammer.
I suggest you at least try. You won't be talking to her.
Hell no!
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. Well, I love you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys this.
This gives me flashbacks to being a teenager, getting yelled at on the phone and trying to turn the volume down.
All right. Bye.
Are you okay, Niles?
No, I'm pretty far from okay. To hear my parents say that they can't support my marriage, well, there is not a word that I can give you to express how painful it is. You don't even have to mean it. I am happy for you, son. Those are 6 words. But tomorrow is the happiest moment of my life. I am not gonna let them take this moment from me.
When Matilda hears about Niles' parents' reaction to them getting married, it wakes her up to the realities that are gonna come with this big move.
Oh, it's like I'm worried. It's like my mom is not there. My sisters are not there. It will be me only. I know Niles' parents think that I am a scammer, but now that your son has seen me for real, why can't you agree for us to get married? I love Niles more than everything. But right now, I am feeling scared because when I go to America, I would have no supportive from Niles' family. So I'm praying to God that the future in America is the right thing for me to do.
Yeah, that's a real thing. To have these big dreams that are just purely exciting in theory, but when they show up in reality, it takes some courage and some bravery to step into them. You also might experience grief saying goodbye to people or things you love. It's no longer just the perfect idea you had in your head. It's now reality, a change in your life, and Change can be uncomfortable, but that is the only way to move forward. When I chatted with Niles last month, he gave me an update on how his parents feel about his relationship with Matilda.
They say that they support us now after everything that has happened. They say that, well, we believe in you now. But when it comes to my family, I'm quickly finding out that I didn't start off in a perfect world. My perfect world, I'm gonna have to make with my own two hands.
Yeah.
I try not to think about it because, quite frankly, looking back, if I try to look back, I can't do anything. I can't change that. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see what Niles' stand-in daddy does next week when Niles asks him this.
Now we are coming to discuss issue concerning the marriage.
Okay, so there is a lot to pay for, and I'm gonna be asking a lot here, but I am gonna need some financial help.
You don't have enough money to marry. Why?
Is Niles really ready for the responsibility that comes with marriage? And hopefully we actually see the wedding next week. Please, 90 Day, don't drag it out for too long. By the way, The Last Resort is on, where we find some of the 90 Day couples whose relationships are on the rocks, getting some well-needed therapy. And while things are just getting started,
I don't know what to think of Natalie and Josh.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but her man has been messaging me on Instagram.
Next week, a shocking confrontation leads to a jaw-dropping moment.
She's coming back. You throw a glass on my feet and you are gonna apologize. You wanna meet with crazy? I'm crazy. Let's go. You bitch.
Whew, I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself for now, but yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Make sure to be on the lookout for that recap. All right, 90 Day fans fam, thanks for hanging with me. Make sure you stick with ET because we are covering it all. I will see you next time.